If you were among the millions transfixed by that unforgettable French Open final between Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner, all 5 hours and 29 minutes of it, then chances are your love for tennis has been rekindled, or perhaps redefined altogether. That epic clash wasn't just a match, it was a statement. A signal that we're entering a new golden age of the sport, one forged in grit, grace, and next-gen brilliance. And just when you thought it couldn't get better, Wimbledon is now on the horizon, waiting patiently like royalty behind its green gates. The hallowed lawns of SW19 are once again preparing to host the world. It's almost poetic. After the clay court chaos in Paris, now comes the calm precision of grass. From the dust of Roland Garros to the dew of London mornings, tennis is marching forward, with history tucked under one arm and possibility under the other. The start date is circled. June 30th, a Sunday that will give way to one of the most anticipated fortnights in recent Wimbledon memory. Not because it's tradition, that's a given, but because this year, the cast of characters feels electric. Charged. As though destiny has summoned them to rewrite center court drama for a new generation. Carlos Alcaraz, now more than a rising star, he is the moment. The way he outlasted Sinner in Paris felt almost mythical. That was a marathon laced with moments that will echo through time. And now, the boy from Murcia who grew up watching grass court highlights on YouTube is one of the faces expected to dominate the English summer. Jannik Sinner, cool as ice and built like a metronome, will be right there beside him, if not across the net from him again. Their rivalry isn't just thrilling, it's addictive. The possibility of another 5-set classic between them at Wimbledon has already started the tennis world salivating. But it's not just about those two. Novak Djokovic, the 7-time Wimbledon champion, is lurking, perhaps nursing his wounds but never out of the picture. If he's fit, he's dangerous. And even if he isn't, the aura remains. Andy Murray, the local hero, perhaps playing his final Wimbledon. The crowd will lift him, as it always has. He'll walk those familiar grounds with the weight of memory on his shoulders and a nation's heartbeat echoing in his ears. Whether he makes a deep run or bows out early, the emotion will be raw, real, unforgettable. And then there's the rest: Daniil Medvedev, the perennial wildcard on grass. Alexander Zverev, chasing redemption. Stefanos Tsitsipas, still seeking that signature breakthrough. And on the women's side, don't even get started: Iga Świątek, Coco Gauff, Aryna Sabalenka, Ons Jabeur, all lined up to make center court their personal cathedral. But for many of us, Wimbledon isn't just about the pros. It's about the dream, the pilgrimage, that long-awaited trip to a place you've only known through a screen. That was me. 30-plus years ago, I watched a long-haired American named Andre Agassi lift the Wimbledon trophy for the first, and only, time. I was a kid, glued to a bulky television, not knowing the rules but feeling the magic. Agassi was brash, beautiful, unpredictable. He made Wimbledon feel different. Not stiff and old-fashioned, but alive. That summer, tennis took hold of me and never let go. And now, decades later, I'm finally going. Yes, this year, with fingers crossed and weather gods hopefully in our favor, I'll step onto the grounds of SW19. I'll walk through the gates. I'll breathe in the scent of cut grass and strawberries. I'll feel what generations before me have felt, that sacred mixture of silence and tension just before a serve. And I won't be alone. Far from it. The Irish Sea will be busy this month, with ferries and flights packed with fellow fans crossing over. Wimbledon officials say Ireland is one of the leading international ticket markets this year. That doesn't surprise me. Tennis has quietly, steadily grown on the island, from local clubs to junior academies, and now to center court ambitions. You feel it in the pubs during big matches. You hear it in the radio chatter. You see it on court bookings that vanish within minutes. There's something stirring, a hunger, a curiosity, a celebration. Wimbledon is calling, and Ireland is answering. But Wimbledon, for all its grandeur, isn't just about the stars or the matches. It's about moments. That first walk past Henman Hill. That second glance at the ivy-covered walls. The sun breaking through clouds just as a tiebreak begins. The silence that falls before match point. It's about the way time slows inside those gates. How every rally feels like theater. How tradition and modernity somehow dance in sync. This year, more than any other, that dance feels vital. We've seen retirements. We've seen shifts. But now we're seeing emergence. Alcaraz, Sinner, Gauff, Świątek. The next generation is not waiting, they're already here, already rewriting records, already sparking rivalries that could shape the next 2 decades. And we, the fans, the lifeblood of the sport, get to witness it. Not through highlight reels or late-night score scrolls, but live. Present. Breathing every ball, every bounce. That's what Wimbledon offers. Not just tennis, but time travel. A reminder of why we fell in love with this game in the first place. Whether you're a first-timer like me, or a lifelong attendee, this year's Wimbledon promises something special. A collision of nostalgia and newness. A chance to cheer, to cry, to remember, to dream. I'll be there, finally. After 3 decades of watching from afar, I'll get to be part of the hum of the crowd, the rustle of programs, the sharp crack of ball on strings. I'll be a speck in the sea of spectators, yet somehow I know I'll feel infinite.